We've got a brand new game for you to play each week. Redmen Picks is completely free to enter, and you could win either £1,000 or a share of £1,000. To win, all you have to do is answer a few questions on the upcoming Liverpool game, and whoever gets the most right will win a share of the prize pot or the full prize itself. That's it. It is that easy. You've got to be over 18. Terms and conditions apply, and you've got to gamble responsibly.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. The team news is out. Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Chris Pajak is getting ready with his lunges. He's going to reveal the team right now.
Caught in the act big time. Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. The team is out and it is on the ball behind me. As you can see, Alisson Becker starts in goal, Andy Robertson left back, Kabak is in the starting 11 alongside Nat Phillips, again with Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Midfield has changed up big time. We've got Fabinho in the DM, we've got James Milner who will captain the side today, and Thiago rounding out the midfield three. And then it's the front three. It's Salah, Mane and Firmino, so no space for Diogo Jota. The bench is Adrian, Gini Wijnaldum, Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Kurt Jones, Jota, Chimikas, Shaqiri and Reece Williams. So the big talking point, I suppose, is the midfield, isn't it? I imagine it's going to line up this way with Thiago in the 8 on the right-hand side, Milner on the left-hand side. We know what Fabinho will do in front of Kabak and Phillips. Brilliant. No problem with that whatsoever. It looks to me like Arsenal have gone with a 4-3-3 or a 4, some kind of a 4 at the back anyway. So how will Bobby Firmino perform in this game? That's a big question, isn't it? Obviously he didn't go away or didn't play any international games or anything like that. Jota obviously started, 2 of them, gets 3 goals I believe as well. So Firmino in there, he's going to have to play out of his skin to keep Diogo Jota out. Does it mean that Diogo Jota will start against Real Madrid? Who knows? But it's a big game first. Obviously we need to capitalise on Chelsea losing by 5-2 to West Bromwich Albion. Other than that, Paul, not really many talking points. I mean, James Milner obviously is a big one in this type of a game, isn't it? Is that the only major talking point? I think other than Jota and Milner, that's as strong a side as we can put out right now, isn't it?
That's easy for you to say.
It's fucking not.
Just judging from the comments, Bobby's the big talking point here, because he's become the new... He's basically become the new Adam Lallana, Chris. And
always got to be one.
There's always got to be one player that people just go, this player, for some reason, completely overlooking the fact that he's really good at footy. Just want to say welcome aboard to Michael Kay, who's joined as a cult hero. You get the final word show for this game live streamed here on YouTube on Monday morning. Bonus content for all people who are at... cult.
That's easy for you to say.
Tier 2 and Tier 3 Wonder Kids and Cult Hero.
It's been a while since we've done one of these, Paul. Let's just blame that.
It was all we've gone from like 3 games a week to no games in 3 weeks.
And then we'll be back into 3 games a week.
Absolutely.
How long may it continue? I miss the footy, you know.
Yeah.
I've been really looking forward to this game for at least 2 days now.
I'm dead excited about this footy match, absolutely. Imran Adam, thank you so much. You sent a super chat in.
Yes,
before we'd even started as well, I said, boys, can you give a shout out to my girl Mary Kate? We just started dating. She's bought herself a Liverpool shirt and become a Reds fan. Can you welcome her to the fan base from Amy? Yes, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Mary Kate.
Well done indeed. If you can get Ashley boxed off as well, then you got yourself a party there, Amy. Right.
They are of age now, aren't they?
Well, babe, quite significant. I think, yeah, significant.
They're in the 40s, probably.
I mean,
it's fine. That's totally fine.
Okay, that's pretty, mate. Why did you have to make it?
It's what I do.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Kieran Orr with Super Chat saying, glad to see you back, lads. Bobby's record against Arsenal is brilliant, so I'm not fussed he's starting. Also, R.I.P. Claude. Yeah, we said it on a couple of shows, obviously. Thoughts with the friends and family of Claude Caligari, obviously passed away this week, of Arsenal Fan TV fame. Right. I just want to draw everyone's attention, by the way, because we had the Redmen Picks advert at the start. We're going to talk. We're going to read through some more of your comments in a moment. But if you're not familiar with what we're doing on Redmen Picks, I just want to keep you updated because Ben did his picks on the starting 11. Chris did his ahead of time. And just so you guys can see it. So have you got the laptop? Yeah. Beautiful. Sound. So yeah, you've got the it's £1,000 the prize pool for entering. It's completely free to enter. First place can take away up to £500. Will Liverpool score in the first half? Chrissy Pajak, he thinks yes.
Did I? I forgot.
Yeah, 73% of Redmen Picks players agree with Chris Pajak. I went with no, just based on the fact that we don't score first half goals particularly. Loser. I know we did creep one in, didn't we, last time out, just before the half. Will Liverpool score in the second half? Both gone for yes. 90% of people went for that. It's a brave 10% who don't think we're scoring in the second half. How many goals? Yeah.
Let's get the Venn diagram out.
Yeah, absolutely. How many goals will Liverpool score? You've gone with 2. I went with 3.
Go on, all in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, mate.
Running wild. How many goals Liverpool can see? Chris Pajak's gone for the clean sheet. 67% of
it's not
players.
Kabak.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
We've gone with 1. Will Arsenal beat Liverpool? Yes, 86% of people. 14% of people don't think we're going to beat Arsenal. I mean, people might think draw, of course. You're entitled to think it's a draw. I think Ben went with that, and it's his score prediction. Will Diogo Jota score? He's not started, Chris. We didn't know that. You've gone yes, I've gone no. Will Trent's assist a goal? You've got a great story here of Trent goal fired up from not having played international footy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a great story, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I never said it. Yeah, it was
that.
As far as it's not like, you know, the Lord of the Rings or anything like you're here. It's just more of a ditty than a.
It's a short story. If
there once
else.
Was a man from West Derby, that kind of thing,
who made an assist against Arsenal. Doesn't need to rhyme poems nowadays.
No, I know, it's art, isn't it? Kabak tackles. Anyway, there's loads of these things in here. You can
literally win money for free.
Yeah, just go in there. If you think you know better than me and Chris, which is almost certainly likely, unless, you know, although there's a lot of people who clearly don't know anything in the comments. Loads and loads
you're not winning.
Yeah.
No way.
No, yeah, can't go. Well, if you want to prove
if you don't play, you know.
Go to redmenpicks.com. You don't need to put any bank details in unless you win money. So play along. It's a good laugh, completely free, and it makes us look really good as well. Scott Hawks with a big $35 super chat. Scott,
thank you, Scott.
My word, life begins again. That the break was needed by everyone. Come on, you Reds. I agree with this. Klopp was quite interesting when he said, like, most of my players have been away, so the idea that like it's all well and prepared and stuff is a bit over-egged. But you know, mentally recharged. He was like, I've not had a game for 3 weeks. We've been able to kind of get on with the other aspects of things for a few weeks, and it comes down to it. You said it there. I'm excited. I'm just excited to watch Liverpool play again. I said on the build-up show, I've completely made my peace with everything that's gone before in the season. We've got 9 games left to play. We've got a chance of getting the top 4 and a chance of winning the European Cup, and that's all starts today. That's good.
It's good. It's not. Yeah, it's not great in that, you know, a couple of years ago we were playing for both. Yeah, exactly. I'm just highlighting the fact that you said good because it's actually okay, the league side of things, but it's good, the Champions League side of things, isn't it? So, look, this is it. This is what football's about. It's the business end of the season now. For so long, the season doesn't really matter, to the point where you get here and then things start to really matter, and that's what we're at now. It's a big week as well. Arsenal, Real Madrid. I mean, this is just exactly what the type of games that you want as a fan, isn't it? And you're having that little break, and you know, seeing the boys go away and seeing them come back fired up and fighting for things. Bobby Firmino's one of those players. He'll be fighting for something today. He's got to keep Diogo Jota out of the side now. Trent Alexander-Arnold should be absolutely fuming that he didn't get anything in the England squad, and that he's basically there because of the form that he's in. Or he's not there because of the form that he's in. He should come out there today and make Gareth Southgate think twice about it. And then when Gareth comes and knocking or phoning or texting or WhatsApping or whatever it is, he goes, nah, you're right, mate. I'm Scouse, not English. Fuck off. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Trig Josh, what do you reckon to Klopp's comment to the FSG investment? I think, look, Jurgen's clearly been kept up to speed with the general gist of it, and what it's been sold to him as is that in the short term, it means that Liverpool won't suffer in their plans because of the pandemic. I believe that was my understanding of it anyway.
Yeah, I've probably read the same articles as you, and I've come away with exactly the same thing. Is that this is going to hopefully make up for the shortfall in money coming into the football club, and it means that in a pre-COVID world, obviously that was a long time ago now, Liverpool will have had roughly an idea of what they'll be spending this summer. That hasn't been changed, is what I read into all of that stuff, which is obviously good, isn't it? And the fact of the matter is, look, you know, this guy apparently who's the main source of money behind Redmen has wanted to be involved in Liverpool for a long time. So yes, they're involved in FSG and they valued FSG at £5 billion or whatever, but it seems like Liverpool is part of his passion and part of the reason that he's got involved in FSG, not just the Boston Red Sox. So obviously as a Liverpool fan, that's absolutely brilliant to hear as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. We'll see, won't we? I don't think it's necessarily a deal that's going to make Liverpool go out and buy Mbappe this summer. If Liverpool ever do that, because Liverpool have never ever really gone out and got the best player in the world, with the exception of Virgil van Dijk. But again,
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We made him the best player in the world. I would be shocked. But realistically, what you want to do is be able to continue what you do and continue the process, because the process is going really well. I don't think you're never going to be able to be Manchester City or have the funds of Man City or PSG ever, because there's only a limited number of individuals on the planet who can make that happen for your football club. And until something like that miraculously happens, which is very, very, very unlikely, you've just got to be able to maximize. You've got to. You're looking at Man United still as the benchmark in terms of how they're able to finance themselves, because they're a massive corporate entity in terms of how they bring money in, and that's what it's all about. You've got to be able to market yourself to the best of your ability. And if you can get to that, you look at Bayern Munich, you look at Manchester United, you probably look at Juventus, and you say, if we can make sure we're on the par with that, we're probably going to be at the top.
Yeah, commercially, they're the guys. I don't like the way Manchester United, borrow money against the football club and all that, but commercially they are one of the best in the world. Go on. And the other thing on Redbird and stuff is, obviously, it feels like it's a very future-proofing type of a thing. I don't think you can really future-proof in life in many aspects, certainly not in business and stuff anyway, but it feels like Redbird are going to start pushing towards the Manchester City model and stuff like that, with having clubs all around, and that's something that Liverpool need to be able to do with all the new regulations around Brexit and all that type of stuff.
What you need to do is you need to have a steady stream of young talent, and now because of Brexit, because thanks very much Brexit, you can't go and buy under 18s anymore from the continent to bring them into England. But if you've got a feeder club, you can go and bring them into there and train them up under an umbrella that's being watched in the same way that and is being managed the same way that your football club's being managed, and then you just promote when they reach 19 or 21 or whatever, just bring them up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose, I don't know the full ins and outs of this, but you have to get a certain amount of club appearances in a type of league and stuff. You can manage that as well, I suppose.
Absolutely. Jun Hyuk Kwon with the $10 US super chat. Thank you so much. Big week ahead. We should go in with our heads held up high. I completely agree with that. This is where we're at. Because we've had some discussions in the last couple of weeks while we've just been spinning our wheels waiting for the footy to come back. If Liverpool carry on like they were prior to the 2 games prior to the break, it's going to be a slog the rest of the season. It's going to be a real slog. But they've had a bit of a break. Some of them have gone away. The lads who've gone away on international duty have played really well. They've had some good success to kind of G them up, even though physically it might have been a bit draining. We had a few lads who've been back home resting up and getting prepared. And Klopp just gets that option to just get his arms around everyone and go, right, come on. See the finishing post. This is what we're about. He gets to have a season in microcosm. He gets to restart everyone and go, right, imagine this is year zero here. We're just going from it. We've got a bit of a handicap in the league because that's how good we are. But we're gonna run this down and we're gonna go and see what we can make of it. And if you're gonna trust a manager and a team of players to be forged in that kind of crucible and that kind of fire, we've definitely got Preston for it. But with anything, not to caveat it negatively, but it has to start here.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And look, we used to fairly regularly under Brendan Rodgers. I remember sitting here with you talking about banks of 6 games at a time and stuff like that. And that's what it feels like. We've got a couple of banks of games and that's about it between now and the end of the season. And for me, people will be talking, and I'm sure, and rightfully so, by the way, about James Milner and Bobby Firmino coming into this side. But let's not forget here, this is a massive game, of course it is, especially with Chelsea losing today. You can go 2 points behind with a win here, behind Chelsea. You've still got the other teams to worry about, your Tottenhams, your Evertons, your West Hams, etc. But Real Madrid is probably where Klopp is really thinking about here. So I was a little bit concerned that we'd actually go a lot weaker than this in this game. So it says to me that he's not putting all of his hopes in the Champions League basket. Brilliant. That's a good thing first and foremost. But he's also, I think, keeping a little bit of something back for that game.
It's the quarterfinals. It's not the semi-finals where you've got that's like huge, mega, massive. This is just you don't want to go. You don't want to let the players know it's too big too soon, because then you add too much on it. And I say, look, Oxlade-Chamberlain, I'd like to see him get some minutes off the bench today. Same with Keita. And if maybe someone like Jota, in fact, if you could see Keita, Ox and Jota come into this game at some point, that gives you a really, really, really strong position to go into the Real Madrid game in midweek, because all three of those lads, maybe slightly less Oxlade-Chamberlain to be fair, but particularly Jota and Keita, could easily just come into the team, and then or Curtis Jones as well for that game, and then you've rested and rotated, and you should be absolutely pairing by the time you travel to.
Just a comment from one of our YouTube members, Kevin. He says, disrespect Milner is getting is shocking. Fernandinho starts for City today, no one bats an eyelid. Milner's a brilliant player, just because he's 35 doesn't mean he's done, for fuck's sake. I agree with that. Like, I think the only thing I would say is that Milner hasn't hit the heights of a Fernandinho this season, and he's not had the opportunities either, to be fair to him. But Milner can do a job, is what I'm going to say here today, and he's so experienced and he's such a leader in this dressing room. There are times when leadership is more important than being a first teamer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, look, let's not forget when we won the last time we won 2 back-to-back league games, James Milner played in both of them.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, Tottenham and West Ham.
You say let's not forget him, no?
Exactly. So let's not forget it. Like, now don't forget it again. So yeah, and again, just having someone who's just going to be there and drive the team on, and also, let's be fair, in terms of rotating the team, Milner's a squad player, and again, he's still the vice captain. And I don't like this. And
he's been there for the last couple of weeks.
James Milner holds the record, the Champions League record for most assists in a single Champions League campaign. Lest we forget, by the way, again, another
from left back.
No, but it was. But the point is, the point about all this stuff is made is that people get a bit over the top on like, all of a sudden all the good work of football players done. It's absolute fucking nonsense. It's Arsenal for a start. You want someone to go in and boot them, because as much as Arteta's rebuilding the side, and that's a much better midfield than they've had for quite a while, you still want someone who's prepared to go and throw an elbow in and let everyone know that it's. That we're all fighting towards the same cause. So I'm made up for that. And I made up for Bobby. Big game for Bobby Firmino. Let's hope he goes and does the business and shuts up all the 13-year-old buttes online. But anyway, right, sound. Go and start your Redmen Picks account if you haven't done so yet. Come and see if you can beat us. And if you beat us, screenshot it. We're going to be back on the instant match reaction later on tonight, and we'll see how everyone got on, and we'll see what the leaderboard is. So get yourself in with a shot of winning some dough, appearing on the leaderboard and getting a shout out post-match as well. Yes, we've also got a incredible competition running, which we'll give you some more details on the next show. But before that, get involved with Redmen Picks, and we'll be back with the watch along in about half an hour, just under half an hour's time. See you there.
We've got a brand new game for you to play each week. Redmen Picks is completely free to enter, and you could win either £1,000 or a share of £1,000. To win, all you have to do is answer a few questions on the upcoming Liverpool game, and whoever gets the most right will win a share of the prize pot or the full prize itself. That's it. It is that easy. You've got to be over 18. Terms and conditions apply, and you've got to gamble responsibly.